Let's talk about your building's HVAC system. For most people, it's just a huge line item on the expense report, right? A major cost center. But what if I told you it's actually one of your most overlooked financial assets? Seriously, we're about to show you how to flip the script, how to stop thinking of it as a money pit and start treating it like a high-yield profit center.
So let me ask you a question, and this is for every CFO, every facility manager out there. Is your building leaking money? I can almost guarantee the answer is yes. Right now, there's this invisible drain on your budget, happening deep inside your ventilation system. But here's the good news. You can absolutely plug that leak.
All right, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at the hidden penalty, what's actually costing you money. Then, we'll dive into the UVC solution. After that, the really cool part, the self-funding loop. And finally, we'll connect it all to the bottom line and what it means for your asset's value.
Okay, let's jump right in. Section 1, the hidden penalty. We're talking about how something called biofilm is secretly draining your budget.
So what in the world is biofilm? Well, to put it simply, it's this layer of, organic gunk that naturally grows all over the cooling coils in your HVAC, and it's a massive operational threat. Think of it like a thick, unwanted blanket wrapped around the coils. It chokes off airflow and makes it incredibly difficult for the system to transfer heat.
And yeah, here's a picture of it. It's definitely not pretty, but this stuff is way more than just an ugly mess for the maintenance team to deal with. This is a direct assault on your building's financial performance. It forces the entire system to work so much harder, burning through more and more energy just to keep up.
Okay, let's put a number on this, because this is where it really hurts. That gunk causes more than a 21% loss in heat transfer. And what does that mean for your wallet? It means your system is wasting over 20% more energy just to do its job. That is a huge, huge penalty that you're paying month after month, probably without even knowing it. All right, so how do we fight back and stop this leak? Let's talk about the UVC solution. And no, this isn't some brand new experimental tech. It's a proven, powerful technology.
So how does it work? It's actually pretty simple. Step 1. We target the cooling coil with UVC light photons. Step 2. That powerful light gets in there and literally disrupts the DNA of the biofilm, wiping it out completely. And the result? Step 3. Your coil is restored to 99% of its original, factory-fresh condition. It's like turning back the clock.
And the difference is just wow. Look at this. On the left, you've got that performance-killing liability we were just talking about. On the right, a clean, optimized system working at peak efficiency 24/7. This isn't just a cleaning job. It's a total transformation from a money-draining problem to a high-performing asset.
And like I said, this technology has been around. I mean, really around. It was first used way back in 1904, and since then, there have been over 10,000 studies backing it up. You've got industry leaders like Lou Melier who've been at this since 1963. The point is, this is established, trusted, completely de-risked science.
And that credibility is why you see endorsements from the heavy hitters. We're talking about ASHRAE, the CDC. It's trusted and used in places where performance is absolutely critical, like the FDA headquarters, St. Jude's Research Hospital, even major airports. This is the gold standard, period. Okay, so we've covered the problem and the solution. Now, let's get to the best part, the part that's going to make your CFO very happy. Section 3, the financial engine. This is all about the self-funding loop.
Now, to really get this, you have to shift your thinking. UVC isn't just another filter or cleaning tool. You need to see it as a top-tier energy conservation measure, an ECM. And all an ECM is, really, is a project you undertake specifically to cut down on energy use and, of course, save a bunch of money.
And this brings us to this brilliant concept called the self-funding loop. It's a really powerful financial idea. Here's how it works. The capital to pay for the UVC upgrade, it doesn't come from your capital budget. It's funded entirely by capturing the utility waste that was already leaking out of your building. You're just taking money you were throwing away and turning it into a value-creating asset.
This chart really says it all. See that tall bar? That's your HVAC costs before UVC, with that big, fat biofilm penalty included. Now look at the shorter bar. That's your cost after UVC is installed. That gap between them, that's the captured utility waste. That is literally found money that you now use to pay for the whole project. It funds itself.
So where does this all lead? To the grand prize, the real bottom line for any asset owner. We're talking about forced asset appreciation.
Look, it's one of the basic rules of commercial real estate. When you permanently slash your operating expenses, your net operating income, your NOI, goes up. It just has to. And since a building's value is calculated based on its NOI, a higher NOI directly translates to a more valuable asset. It's a straight line from saving money to making your building worth more.
And you're not waiting a decade for this to pay off. Because the savings are so immediate and so substantial, you're looking at a fast ROI. We're talking a full return on your investment in under 3 years. After that, it's just pure profit, year after year.
So what's the final number, the big takeaway? By hitting these optimization targets, you could see a 15% forced appreciation in the total value of your asset. Let me say that again. You're not just cutting a utility bill. You are actively, measurably making your entire building more valuable on the market.
Which really makes you think, doesn't it? If you can turn what you thought was your biggest cost center into a powerful, profit-generating machine, what other hidden assets are just waiting to be unlocked in your facility?